Ooh, we've got one person on. Who is it? As you join the Facebook Live, please do drop a comment, say hello, so I know that there's someone out there. And while you're doing that, I'll just click on share this and check a few things out while more people join. So if anyone's not done one of these before, well, you're in good company, because not only is this my first 4NTV Live that I've watched or been any part of, yeah, I'm presenting it and doing the presentation. Ooh, what could possibly go wrong? So we'll kick this off at 8:30, so we've just got a few more minutes for people to join in. Ah, Todd's awake. Hey! Hello, Brad. Brad's in the house. We've got Todd around. I've seen that Jody's around. Feel free to say hello, and I think we've got just 2 more minutes before we start. I would do some small talk now, but I'm supposed to do some small talk a bit later on. So, yeah, Brad, tie on a Saturday and some cufflinks as well, cufflinking away. Hi Jody, hello Todd. Soup in July. Let's not start that one. Yeah, Todd, I've messed up with the branding totally. Hello Ben, welcome. Soup in July. Let's not start that one. Right, I think we've got about 30 seconds, then we'll get cracking. Oh, we've got Martin Warrilow here. Whether he's clothed or not, well, who knows? Martin, have you ever done a 4NTV Live? And if you did, were you clothed or not? I don't know if I want to know. Just a few more seconds for people to join, then we'll get started. Right, okay, so good morning. My name's Carl from Honeybee Accountancy, and thank you for joining me on the 4NTV Live. Like I said when I was just rambling earlier, I have not watched a 4NTV Live before, mostly because I usually see my daughter on a Saturday, so I've not had the opportunity to. So this is my first experience of a 4NTV, and I've just dived in head first to do the live on it as well. So, okay, we're now going to start the 40 words round. Instead of 40 seconds, any of you can send me up to 40 words as a Facebook comment. This can be a brief pitch about you and your business, which everyone tuned in will be able to see. I won't attempt to read them all out, but I will try to pick out a few comments. As a tip for future weeks, prepare this ahead of time and then paste it in as a comment, and so that each one will be able to see it, and it will be a lot quicker for you rather than typing it out now. You won't be able to read everyone else's comments. So I'm now supposed to just do a little bit of filling while people type in their 40 words, sorry. And I'll just wait for some of those now to come through. Some stones are best left unturned. Yeah. There's some things that we shouldn't discuss on a 4N TV live. One of them being naked warriors and, many other things. So yeah, come on, hit me up with your 40 words and I'll pick some of them out and I'll read them. And in the meantime, I'm supposed to fill. So be interesting to know what people are getting up to this weekend. It's a big sporting weekend. We've got Formula One, British Grand Prix. Today's the qualifying for that. There's also some tennis match going on. I don't know what the real name for that is. Boris Johnson calls table tennis whiff-waff, so I don't know what real tennis is. What else have we got? We've got the Cricket One Day World Cup final, which England are in. We didn't bottle it, and in fact we smashed Australia. So really looking forward to that. Right, we've got a few 40 words that have come in. Some chap called Brad Burton, founder of 4 Networking. He's now a mentor. Others help others get the best out of their life, business and world. And he's doing a free 5-day challenge that starts on Monday. Who wants in? I'm actually part of Brad's Now What Club and I cannot recommend it highly enough. I've been in since the beginning of it. We've got Jodie Philpotts. She runs Blaze Monroe Associates, an accountancy and business matchmaking practice. If you're looking for a profit and tax review, then give her a shout. And then here we go, here's Martin. So go on then, I'll go first. Well, sorry Martin, you might have typed it first. So it's Martin, the warrior, Warrilow. Since suffering a life-changing stroke in December 2013, he scares people. And now the comments just vanished. So Martin, I'm sorry, you do scare people, and I'll try and remember what you do. You scare people by educating them about the dangers of workplace stress. So if you want to avoid workplace stress, have a chat to Martin the Warrior, Warrilow, and he'll help you out so that you don't be scared and you don't get stressed. Next we've got Ben Kelly from BJK Entertainment. He'll help you with your entertainment. He operates from anywhere from Staffordshire to Wiltshire and even Somerset. So if you want a party, Ben can help you get the party started. And we've just got a few more minutes until we get started with the exciting part. Oh yeah, thanks Todd. Yeah, I will do my 40 seconds. Thanks for reminding me, I totally forgot about myself. My name's Carl from Honeybee Accountancy, and we do everything that you'd imagine that an accountancy firm does. We do the bookkeeping, we do the payroll, and of course we do your accounts. One of the things that we'll do, loads of accountants will say that they're different. We're not different. We do exactly what accountants should be. We produce your accounts. Accountants would say that they can save you money. Well, of course they can, because that's what we do. And we will obviously save you money. One thing that we really specialise in though is we save you the one thing that when it's gone, you can never get it back. And that's time. We'll help you save time, and that means that you can enjoy your life more. So for example, we've helped a 4N regional leader save at least 10 hours of his time each month, and with that means he can go away on speedway trips. He can also put on all-day LinkedIn workshops that can generate potentially £12,000 of additional revenue each year. So if you want to know how that works in your business, drop me a message and I'll get back to you and help you save some time. And we're just about on time to start the presentation. So let's see if there's anyone else with a cheeky 40 words that we can get in. Lovely Pink reference. Ben, have I just said a Pink song without even realising it? I'll get the party started. Cool. Right, so we're now exactly on time at 8:36. Right, it's now time for my Foresight slot, which, just as at 4 networking meetings, it's not a sales pitch, but it's an insight into a specialist field, experience, or an interesting area of my life. So today, my Foresight is entitled How to Make Passion Pay. So although I can't see you today, it would be great to know that you're watching. So please do send me some comments through and I will try and answer some of them. And keep hitting the like and emoji buttons whenever you feel like it. I would also love it if you could hit the share button too, so we can share this message to a much wider audience. So yeah, how to make passion pay. This is a presentation that I first did in October 2018 in Runcorn, or as Dave Heffernan likes to call it, Funcorn, and it's based on my journey in business. I kind of lost my way a bit with how I felt about my business, and this is the journey. The first part is the journey back into loving my business again. And then the second part of it, it's about how you can turn passion into some way of bringing in some dollars, because that's what we all like, isn't it? So yeah, as I've mentioned, this is a game of two halves. I am an Aston Villa fan, so there's a football reference in there. I would normally say please do not take the piss, but actually Aston Villa aren't doing too badly at the moment. We got promoted, so it's more like the West Brom fans that we can give some stick to. But yeah, it's a game of two halves, and I've hinted that football is a passion of mine, and you'll find out later that I do try and weave that into business. When I'm at a foreign meeting doing this presentation, I would now ask for a show of hands to say who's got some passion. That's a little bit difficult now because there's no one to show hands. So maybe if you've got some passion, why not hit the heart emoji button and just show me anyone who's got some passion out there on this lovely Saturday morning. Look, Martin's not got any passion, but he's laughing, so I'm not sure what that means. Right, so we've got some people out there now who have got some passion. Now, I've got to be careful with the answers to this, but out there, whose passion actually pays for them? Whose passion actually brings them in an income? Because when I've done this in foreign meetings, you'll see most of the room will put their hands up to say that they've got a passion. However, when it comes to whether that passion actually brings them in an income stream, there's nowhere near the same amount of hands that are going up. Nowhere near. Basically, that means that people aren't passionate about what they do. And this is where I found myself that I'd lost all passion for what I did. I'd been in business for a number of years. Anyone that's been in business for a number of years knows that the first 2 years really are quite tough. To start with, you're flying because you're really excited, you're buzzing, no pun intended, but you're absolutely flying. Then the onset, it's a bit like running a marathon. After a while, your legs get tired, etc., etc. And you start running out of energy, and that's when it becomes a bit brutal. And people will talk about 9 out of 10 businesses fail in the first year, and that 1 in 10 that succeeds, 9 out of 10 will fail in the second year. And it seems to be that people get to the end of that second year and just think, woo, made it. And actually, third year is probably the most brutal. I know that from talking to clients. I experienced it myself. The third year was brutal. And I think it's because you're war weary, that you've been having all those battles for so long that you're just like, oh, I got nothing else. The tank's empty. And that's kind of where I found myself. In the third year, I just lost all passion and desire for it, which meant that my marketing wasn't on point. So guess what happens when your marketing's not on point? You don't get the clients flooding in. There's a few other things that were happening. I was like, I've just had enough. I'm either going to walk away and get one of those proper job things, or I'm just going to change, do something else in business. Problem is I didn't know what to do because I've been an accountant for so long. And that was part of the problem, that I'd started to view myself as an accountant. Rather than me being Carl, I was an accountant. So I had no love for that. I had no love for the accountancy profession. I'd got no love for Honeybee Accountancy. I just didn't want to be an accountant, and I certainly didn't want the brand Honeybee. I remember having a conversation with Brad, who's on here, back in July 2017 it would have been, and I said that I wanted to just get rid of Honeybee. I'd lost that connection to it. I'd lost my passion for the business. And shortly after that, I was at a meeting. It was the Tamworth Evening meeting, and there was a lady there who said that there was a book called One Word. I can't remember the guy's name, but I'll drop it in after. And that changed things, because she said that, Carl, you have nailed exactly what this guy talks about in his book, One Word, and you don't even know you've done it, because everything about me was about this one thing, which was Honeybee Accountancy. That if someone goes to a garden centre and they see a bee, they were taking pictures of that and then posting it either onto my personal wall or onto the business page, because as soon as they saw a bee, they were thinking Honeybee Accountancy. When they were seeing yellow things, they were thinking about me and the business. I remember going to a meeting on the south coast, forgive me, I can't remember which one it was, but I walked in there and the comment I got was, oh my God, I'm so glad that I finally met the yellow tie. It wasn't me, it was the tie. But that's great, because I'd nailed all the branding stuff and it all hung off this one thing. But I just completely lost sight of that. So I started to re-engage a little bit with the business, but it was still the fact that it was the accountant part that I didn't want to be an accountant. I mean, quite often, the film 50 Shades, that quite often does summarise an accountant's wardrobe. It's 50 Shades of grey, because it's just different shades of grey suits. And that's not me. That's not what I wanted. So I needed to change that. And the way that I did that is that rather than it being that I was an accountant, I was actually more like a bee. Because in nature, bees go around, they help pollinate the flowers, they help things to grow, they make produce. And that was what I wanted to do in business, that I wanted to help other businesses grow. So rather than being Carl the accountant, I was then Carl, like helping people grow their businesses, pollinating their businesses, doing that via helping them understand the numbers rather than just using accountancy terms, being a real person and helping them in that way. So then I'd fix the problem about not wanting to be boring Carl the accountant. I've re-engaged with Honeybee as a brand, and as part of that I decided, you know what, you can either play small or you can win big. And I decided that I wanted to win big. And by doing that, I then started to do more things with the branding. So I've obviously mentioned the yellow tie. I'm not even going to attempt to get my leg up, but I've currently got yellow socks on. People know that I wear them. I've got customised trainers where they've got yellow in the branding. Obviously you can see this, which is wicked. I can't do a sales pitch myself, but I can do a plug for James Hutchinson. This is an awesome bag. If you want one, have a chat with him. Everything about my branding, I was pulling into things. I love music, so I've got some yellow Bluetooth headphones. So it's reinforcing the yellow, that when people see it, they're thinking Honeybee, but also it was about me starting to love my brand, and rather than having work, personal life, that started to merge the two together so that there was no difference. It was just either I was having fun at work or I was having fun in my personal life, but yellow ran through no matter what. And to the point when, and I don't know if Jason's on this live or not. He's probably sleeping because he's working really hard at the moment. But Jason loves his lampshades, and I even got a yellow lampshade that was it was in the style of a yellow lily, and it was brilliant because that just literally brightened up. I know it's a bit of a pun because it's a lampshade, but it did brighten up the office. just because it brought in that floral aspect, which obviously links into bees, plus it was yellow. So yeah, that's how I went from being a bit of an Eeyore in business, where I was just like, I've had enough, don't want to do this. And when I was being Eeyore, business was starting to dry up because no one wants to work with Eeyore. But then by re-engaging, I went back into being like Tigger. And who doesn't want to work with Tigger? Because Tigger's fun, Tigger's bouncy. And when I went back into that Tigger mode, guess what? The business started to come through. I started to get more and more leads coming in because people want to work with Tigger because Tigger's fun, especially when Tigger knows his stuff and Tigger helps you to grow your business. So that's the end of the first half. Hopefully no one's fallen asleep, no one's got injured. So grab yourself some orange slices and then we'll kick on to the second half. So with this, at the beginning, I asked people who'd got a passion and how many people had that passion that actually paid them. Well, I know quite a few people that have turned a hobby, something they're passionate about, into an income stream. I'll give you an example. I know someone that is a huge Christmas fan. I know someone that's a Formula One fan, and it's not me. I know someone that's a Speedway fan. And I know someone that's lost weight. And now the reason that I'm listing those things is that all of those people have turned that passion into an income stream. So for example, the Christmas fan, they use that energy, that passion for Christmas to write Santa's letters. So parents would give them money to write the letters back from Santa to their children. The Formula One fan, what she did is that she then created a business to take people on Formula One holidays. So she goes to Marshall at something like about 4 races a year. Other races she was going out there to give people real access to Formula One rather than just sitting in a grandstand somewhere. This was pit lane access, so she would use her knowledge to do the Formula One tours, not just to take you on a holiday and sit and watch the race. Speedway fan, this is an interesting one because he's not done anything with it yet, but there is plans for it, where he's got such a huge amount of knowledge in his head about mostly European Speedway in terms of where to stay, how to get there, once you're there, how to travel around. He can turn that knowledge into a huge income stream. And then lose weight. I've not seen him on this live, but no doubt he'll pick it up because he's a Now What member. He lost weight and transformed his life. He's literally like half the man he used to be. And he's done that now by changing his normal business into a fitness business. And he's created a pretty decent income stream from it to the point where he was able to walk away from his mainstream business just to focus on his passion. So the question now is, how do you switch from going from your passion and a hobby into a career? Well, there's a few things that you can do. The first one is dead simple. Whatever your hobby is, you're doing it out of choice. So you obviously love it. So there's no issue with you doing it more, is there? So what you can do is you can work on your mainstream business or your job during the day, 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. And then use this passion, this hobby, in the evenings, at the weekends. You don't have to put a huge amount of time into it. Just do a couple of hours here and there. I'll give you an example of something that I'd started on my journey. So I'd started this Facebook page called From Plot to Pot. Now that came about because I've been into gardening since I can't remember. As a child, I would help my granddad to do the gardening, so that'd be growing potatoes, cabbage, carrots, whatever, different types of fruit, strawberries and stuff. I'd got into it from a young age and I loved it, I understood it. So there was that passion there for it. I also love cooking and I love experimenting with cooking. So what I wanted to do is combine the two. So grow the stuff and then show people how they can use that to create lovely, tasty dishes. And another one is that when you grow your own stuff for an allotment, you tend to get loads of it. which means that you can't possibly cook it all. You can give some away to friends and family, but it does come to a point when they're sick of you turning up with carry bags full of rhubarb. So what you do is then you use the excess produce to make homebrew. And homebrew is another area that I was passionate about, that I loved, because not only do I think it's tasty, but also it's something that my dad was into. My dad showed me how to do that years and years ago. So it was a great way of bonding the two of us. So I'd got this business where I could go from end to end, creating stuff, to then consuming it. And at the moment, Jamie Oliver did it years ago, where people he went to America asking children, what's this? And they just didn't have a clue. Because they see like French fries as a thing, probably like grows on a French fry tree. They don't know about potatoes. It's bonkers. So with my business, it was about creating this hobby into a business stream that educated people in how to grow the stuff, it's healthy, and then how to consume the stuff. And that tied into something that I'm passionate about, which is being healthy, in well-being. It's got to be about 20 years ago, I actually wanted to move into the health and well-being sector as a career. I didn't. I went to accountancy, but it was a way of bringing it back online to that. And people saying, well, how do you have the time to do that when you're running a business? Well, you find the time because it's a passion, so you don't mind putting in the effort. But here's the thing, you can create tools that mean you can just work once and put the content out there. So for example, you could go to the allotment plot for me, and I can just do a quick video showing people what I'm doing there, showing them the difference between things that are weeds that you just want to bin and weeds that actually you can consume. So loads of people don't know things like you can consume nettles, and actually nettles are really rich in iron. Don't know that, but they are. Another one, I did this presentation a while ago at Birmingham NEC, and I casually mentioned that you could use oak leaves to make wine, and loads of people in the room was like, what? And yeah, you can make oak leaf wine. It comes out like Chardonnay, and no one knew that. So apart from buying the sugar and a little bit of yeast, you can make virtually free wine, and it's really, really tasty, and just people didn't have a clue about that. So that's a way of working and bringing your hobby, a passion, into a business area, because with that, the way you can monetize it, you can charge a membership fee to be part of a website. You can get websites quite cheap, or there's foreign members that can design really, really great websites. Another one is that you could charge membership to a Facebook group. Bit contentious because some people think you can't do that, other people say it's fine, but it's a way of monetizing your hobby. And to keep the football analogy going on, it's injury time now, so we need kind of like a golden goal, a winner. And that golden goal, the injury time winner, is with this passion, your hobby that you've turned into some kind of monetary value coming in. What you could do is you could actually make money while you sleep. You know, that mythical thing that people talk about. Well, with this you can, because if you have video content like I've just described that I could do for growing produce or showing people how to cook it, the cooking videos, you can sell access to that. You can drop that content online on a website and then charge people to download it. That means you don't physically need to be there to make money from it. People like with Speedway, he can do a fact sheet, which is a downloadable content. It could be you pay £1 for one city, or you could pay, I don't know, 10 quid for access to all of them. And then that's a way of bringing in this passive income stream from your hobby, from your passion, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can make passion pay. So, it's weird not having people look back at me. So hopefully people are still there and still enjoying it. And now we come to closing the meeting. So, okay, that's it. My time is just about up. Thank you for watching my Foresight. It's great to see all the comments that are coming in I've not had a chance to look at these properly, but I will reply to them on the page and to any questions that people have raised. 4NTV is back here at the same time next week, so that's 8:30, Saturday the 20th of July, when you can join Dave Bird with a Foresight titled From Fish to Films. So make sure you tune in then. I turned into Michael Nagels then. Tune in. We have even more Facebook Live stuff coming up in the 4 Networking Passport group on Facebook. So we've got Mondays from 12 until 12:30. You'll find regular 4 Development Live videos. These are presentations providing great tips on how to develop your networking skills. And you can join 4N's network leader, Michael Nagels, on Fridays from 4 p.m. for the weekly wrap-up. He'll have a mix of news, announcement, and waffling nonsense. That is in the script. I didn't make that up. And you won't, so you won't want to miss that. And if you're on a team, you really do want to tune in to watch that, because Michael does give shout outs to team members, and it's a great boost when you've worked really hard to put on meetings for people. So if you'd like an opportunity to present an episode of 4NTV Live, then please contact your regional leader. It's free to take part, and it's open to all 4N Passport members. Slots are already booked up ahead, so get your request in now. The 4N TV Live episode will continue to be available to view anytime here, so please share it, and please do add more comments. Well, that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed today's 4N TV Live. Have a great weekend, and do feel free to continue networking right on the 4N Facebook community. And what I would say is enjoy the networking online, but you need to get onto TV and cheer on Lewis Hamilton, British home hero, tomorrow in the British Grand Prix. Then you need to flick on over to the cricket and cheer on our English boys and Welsh boys as well, because it is the English and Wales Cricket Board in the Rugby World Cup final, because we need to beat the Kiwis, we need to beat New Zealand, and that's it. So thank you, and goodbye. Thanks for joining in.